Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. Well, we have a little bit of a different thing because I'm using my new headset here to do my first Spearhead cast with it. I've done a fair few removing of stuff and changing stuff, like I've tried to get the resolution back to the ones you want, where it isn't widescreen anymore, but still being widescreen for me when I'm watching and playing, so it isn't too disorienting for me. So hopefully this will please everyone. Hopefully the new sounds on the new microphone is not bad either. That's something I always have to worry about too. Anyway, let's see. We have the allies moving out here quickly. Wait, I forgot to introduce the players because I'm an idiot. We have Professor as a Royal Tank Regiment here straight at the gate with hammer specialization for the Commonwealth. And we have Q as the Waffen-SS for the Command Choice yet. On the map of Caen. Now Caen you can find on the workshop. It's pretty easy to find. It's a pretty popular map, I believe. I'm not sure if it's a workshop map anymore. It might actually have been integrated into the full game, but it's always hard to tell sometimes. Because Relic likes to add community maps to the map pool every now and then. Probably going to be the same for Comedy Heroes 3, I'd wager. But now though, we just have the British moving out in short order. And hopefully with my new headset microphone, you will not be listening to the keyboard anymore when I'm zooming around. Now, I can't promise you won't hear the keyboard now every now and then, but you never know. Waffen rushing up here for the Germans. And we can zoom... Oh my god, I can zoom far in with this resolution. Wow, okay. That is unexpected. Like, look at this. I can zoom really far in. Holy shit, okay. Need to get used to that. Stumpman is on the flank here, getting a good flank on the Sappers. They're in pretty short order. Might be a fairly short match, but that's fine by me, because it means I have a good chance to test this stuff. And hear you guys' feedback. It's always a little bit annoying, but I have to try and make sure that everything I record remains to a 1080p. Even if it is a little bit annoying for me, especially when I have to play in the future with Comedy Heroes 3. So that's just how it is when I have a widescreen monitor. Sturmgun is pushing up here. Getting a good position here to try and shoot the British. So far, no real issues going on there. But the Germans are pushing forward here to cut off territory. No sides are actually taking a lot of territory at the moment. And the Germans are preventing the British from getting the fuel point here. But the Germans are not really taking a lot of territory either. So it could go either way for now. Q and Professor are generally very good players, and we get to see them play against each other a lot. They're a really good example of good 1v1 matches, I think. For Spearhead too. But I think the Germans getting the upper hand here. British do suffer early game if they get cut off like this. The British do not take well to early game losses. You have to be very cautious with them. We do see Universal Carrier gonna be coming out. And good, they did actually kill the gunner on the Kubelwagen before trying to run. That's smart. Because that increased their chance of survival. Because the Kubelwagen cannot chase them down. So that's really good play there from Professor. Really shows that these players know what they have to target and do. And while the Germans are just spreading out and finally trying to take territory while they can. After all, getting territory is very important in Comedy Heroes. Or most Relic RTSs, to be fair. Maybe a kind of style they're going for. Ooh, another flank here from the Storm Pioneers. But the Universal Carrier shows up. And the Storm Pioneers at the moment have no anti-tank capabilities, but immediately we see a Panzerjäger being called in here by Q. Immediately upon noticing the Universal Carrier. He's actually trying to chase them down. Even the Storm Pioneers running. Very intriguing. We also have an MG34 sitting up here for Q to cover this area, the cutoff points. So once that's actually cut off like that, the British just won't be able to get any fuel. Well, similarly, the British can get in a position to cover off this cutoff point, making it impossible for the Germans to get a lot of fuel. Have to see what happens. The Universal Carrier has already become a Wasp, unique upgrade for it if you're playing as Hammer specialization, I'm pretty sure. I believe Anvil gets it the Vickers K on top, or Vickers Go. It actually says it is a Vickers K. Without it to have double machine gun. Oh, the Universal Carrier can actually thread the needle here. Oh. Needs to act oh no, it's right on. Oh no! It thread the needle, but it lost the gunner. And with the gunner lost, now the Kubelwagen can just chase it down. Just slowly killing the crew of this, well, the remaining driver of this thing. And there goes the universal carrier. Oh boy. British troops having issues getting behind cover. Another universal carrier called in here with the lieutenants. This MT-34 is in a pretty good spot. Now we also have a Panzerjäger here to dissuade any further use of universal carriers. In their Panzerbüchse. Germans have so far been unable to get to their own connection point yet. That'll probably happen soon. Germans are quickly moving troops forward for the center of town. Flammenwerfer 41 being handed out here to the Storm Pioneers. Very quick about it. There. Brits are taking some losses there. They so far seem to be handling it fairly well, all things considered. Germans certainly going to be able to get the upper hand here if they keep it up at this rate. Here's the Flammenwerfer 41. Basically a very long-range flamethrower available to certain commanders. Although I believe the Waffen-SS Sturmpioneers always have access to them. It's like, look at the range of this flamethrower. It's surprisingly potent.
Where do you want us?
With this universal carrier might be in trouble. It could burn out the crew. Ooh, they injured the driver. Now they can get up close to it. Main gun killed. Well, destroyed. Ah, but they're being shot there. There's no real cover. They could have gotten behind that little destroyed car, though. We work out this time. Germans do have the cut-off point here, so they are now actually getting fuel. They will actually get the extra fuel up here. British are certainly going to be on the back foot. I'm hoping the new microphone is sounding okay. Panzerbüchse can now get shots here on the universal carrier. Ooh, good shot. Universal carrier is holding up. Kubelwagen rushing forwards. But the universal carrier does get destroyed anyway.
Keep your heads down and be ready to move. Task complete. Target secure. Ready for duty.
You also have the British lieutenant nearby. Keeping an eye on things here. Still no command choice from Q, probably realizing they don't have to pick anything yet. They can play it slow and cautious. But the British could go for light armored support here. Light vehicle support to get some extra units out on the field to support. Never know what they feel like.
Right, chaps. This is sappers ready for orders. Attention!
Oh, looks like Q has gone for SS Panzerjäger tactics. As you can see by the fist symbol here. The Fist of Goetz von Berliniken, I believe. The name? Like a German medieval folk hero type feel. Well, German medieval hero in general type thing. Very famous German person, I believe, who had a metal hand. Hence the fist. Metal hand as in it was like... what's it called? Like an extra hand built to so you can actually still be a fighter. So you could like grip around a sword. Like with this weird handle thing. It's hard to explain. There's a lot of videos on it though. It's worth looking up. I believe extra credits have a video on Goetz von Berliniken. It's very intriguing. Speaking of that, we actually have the 17 SS Panzer Grenadiers here. Unique to SS Panzerjäger, obviously. Very cool Panzer Grenadier unit. You had to get the MT-42 with 100 rounds, which is pretty unique. Until we're going into the MT-34. Oh boy, they almost didn't dodge that. Only 2 survivors, so they have to be pulled off anyway. That allows the British to push up and potentially get the points. Have to act quick though, because the Germans are probably going to move to intercept shortly. They do have Kubelwagen and Panzerjäger on the move. There's not a lot of cover out here. But the British do have some cover up there. Lieutenant moving up. Kubelwagen reveals himself. British are quickly moving back behind heavy cover. They don't want to be out in the open. We also have a Red K team, keeping an eye on things. British Lieutenant moving up. Pulling a lot more rifle fire down the line. Oh, looks like we have the Storm Pioneers trying to get close. But accurate rifle fire is hitting them. We also have a Vickers machine gun coming up. And the Vickers is probably going to set up here. Yep. And that's going to allow the Brits to get a good position on the place. But they still need to get the point. Or else they're not going to get anything out of it. That's going to be a very hard sell there. Especially with the Lieutenant under fire like that. Yeah, the British are still not getting the point. Brain gun arm the rifle section up here. And where's the German machine gun? It's back here still being replenished. British are slowly getting ground again. Machine gun sitting up behind these destroyed cars instead. Probably a lot better position in all honesty for this situation. Recce team also sneaking around. Unfortunately, they cannot capture the point anymore while they're stealthed, I'm pretty sure. You're not allowed to capture points while you're stealthed. Which is rifle sections are keeping eyes on stuff. Here's the 17 SS Panzer Grenadiers, already being equipped with the MG42 100 rounds. A really substantial upgrade for them if you're wondering. Although the Sturmgrenadiers get access to the Sturmgewehr if you're playing as Panzerjäger, which is also equally freaking strong. And now with an MG42 100 rounds, it's gonna be a lot of firepower this Panzergrenadier can put down range. But they can fire, I believe, 5 bursts now? Or 4 bursts? No, only 3 bursts. Okay. 3 bursts before they have to reload. But as you can see, there's a lot of firepower there. One that engagement without losing a single member. Oh, British do have an 80 gun now waiting as well. So they might send out another squad to attempt to take the point. But the Germans are preparing to push out the places. We even have some stormtroopers on the field here. Unique late game unit available. Well, mid to late game. Infantry will be able to hold Waffen SS commanders from the infantry headquarters. And be equipped specially depending on your commander. Like, if you're playing as Panzerjäger, they get access to a Panzerfaust. Something the stormtroopers normally do not have. Surprisingly useful for them to have. Means the guy to deal with vehicles reliably at medium range. And now these Panzer Grenadiers also in a good spot here with the MG42. Just taking a lot of shots down here downrange. Replacing the British troops. Then they're pushing forward, he's gonna call in a rapid barrage. The British barrage is called in pretty rapidly from the Lieutenant. The time on target thing I believe means they all basically arrive at the same time. This is why the barrages can be so devastating. Like you can see here. Most of the mortar shells land around the same time. Very well timed from the disciplined British troops. And I suppose artillery teams. Ooh, the Panzer Grenadiers are going for the building! Just as a grenade goes in. They do manage to evacuate the building, but they do lose some members. Stormtroopers are putting fire down range. They're still just using their basic weapons. No upgrades yet. Might be waiting for Veteran C1 before they can get that full-on Stormtrooper. Well, Sturmgewehr loadout, I mean. Well, these Panzer Grenadiers are doing a good job again, providing suppression fire. Germans are pushing up now on the southern point here to get some more munitions. And then either British theirs. You have a mortar running here for the British. It's going to be a 2-inch, the small mortar. Very tiny mortar available to all British commanders, I think. But I may be mistaken. Small explosions, very cheap. Fairly accurate for what it is. MD-34 sitting up in the building here now to try and keep an eye on stuff. Sabers are trying to put some shots down range here. Actually getting some good rifle shots there in the Storm Grenadiers. Remember, even the British basic Sabers are actually pretty competent at their job. British units in general are fairly good at what they do. Oh, good. Now the light mortar actually got a kill there too. That light mortar is actually pretty good support from what I found. I used it very successfully in one match where I have to take a hill. You'd be surprised how useful this thing is. I imagine mortars are probably a lot more useful in Company of Heroes 3, where height advantage actually matters in shots. Like basically in Company of Heroes 3, if you are on a hill or something, or there's something blocking the side, unlike this, they would not be able to shoot at each other. Like if they're behind this wall, they wouldn't be able to be shot at, as an example. Oh my god, everything just collapsed there. Oh, and they killed the squad. That MG42 is doing a lot of work. Like MG42s in hands of good Panzer Grenadiers will do a lot of work for you. Storm Grenadiers, Storm Pioneers pushing up, I mean. That's a lot of force to push up on. There's a brain gun for the British to recapture here. If they want to have some use rabbits. Tampa's doing their best here. And this light mortar still being fairly accurate, almost hitting the squads. Which kind of showcase how useful it is in close range engagements. Like right there. Sure, it might not do a lot of damage, but it does hit. Also, I believe it auto-fires, unlike most other mortars in Spearheads. So you can keep it close to the fight and it'll just keep firing. So like this Panzer, when your squad might actually be in trouble if there's that mortar just keeps firing at them. But you can see they're actually being hit by the Panzer Grenadiers, which in Company of Heroes 3 they should not be able to because of the height difference here, being a hill in the way, so to speak. But because this is not Company of Heroes 3, that's not an issue at all for the Panzer Grenadiers, as their bullets just phase through the rubble. Stormtroopers pushing down here with a Blenkhorber. Ladnung. Oh, the Brits might run into it, oh god. Only stunning one of them, and killing one of them. But the Panzer Grenadiers can still shoot them from there. We also have the key. Is that the Princess Hussars? Yeah, Prince Albert's own. Okay, the Dragoons. One of the unique infantry regiments available, well, divisions available to Royal Tank. Very good assault infantry and supposed to fight alongside vehicles. Pretty decent at their job. Be equipped with some Tommy guns. British still don't have this connection point. They're not even gonna attempt it with the Recce team? The Recce team could easily get in there, but they don't know that, I suppose. Can you see the machine gun? They can't see the machine gun, but they should also realize they could probably safely grab the point. At least at the moment. I guess they're too focused on the fight down here. You got some more Panzer Grenadiers coming up for the Germans. Rain gun arm the rifle section moving up. Looks like they grabbed the one for the ruined building. Lots of accurate rifle fire being pulled out here by the British. Is that a Stormtrooper or Storm Grenadier? That is a Storm Grenadier. You can see because of the loadout down here and the portrait. Oh yeah, the British are suffering losses as they try to get close there. But here comes the Hussars, who are a lot better at assaulting ground than the rifle sections. Stormtroopers now being equipped with full Sturmgewehr. This makes them exceptionally lethal at all ranges. One of the most potent upgrades you can get for the Stormtroopers. But that is a rifle grenade. Oh god. That forced them off. And we'll have another one of the Dragoons forcing the Storm Grenadiers out. Dragoons still do a pretty decent job with those Tommy guns, so don't mistake them for being bad. Oh, we have the Panzer Grenadiers moving up. They also have a Panzer Strike on them now. Oh boy, that is probably not good for the British. Oh, they do have to get close enough. That's going to allow the other troops to get up. And that's going to force the Panzer Grenadiers to run. Realize they can win that fight. Oh, they dropped the Panzer Strike! But the one guy survives with the MG. Oh, he actually gets cut down! Oh god! That's an expensive loss. These squads are not cheap. How costly are they? 300. And not as expensive as the Stormtroopers, but still 300 for their squad. Overall, just a very good squad, though. We also have a Stuk F8. Unique to a Panzerjäger, I'm pretty sure. It's a cheaper version of the Stuk. The Stuk. Pretty decent at his job. Oh, that's a grenade. Good rifle grenade there from the Hussars. Hussars are gonna try and get an AT grenade on it. Oh, but the high explosive hits them and pins them. Like the F8 is pretty good at dealing with infantry. Storm Grenadiers are shooting at the retreating area here. So the British will make it out of there though. Oh, except the F8 scores a kill. Killing out one of the rifle sections there. British still not taking the point there. It's really slowing them down somewhat, I think. Storm Grenadiers are moving up. Lieutenant is still in the round here. But the Germans are getting in a good position in that building. Able to suppress them with the MT-42. Able the Stormtroopers are pushing up. The Stormtroopers do capture point pretty fast, as you can see. They are kind of supposed to be your assault infantry after all. Mthis is pushing up here. We need to turn this AT gun quick. Oh, it's too late, I think. Oh, they still have the chance.
Our supply line's broken.
The terrain here is blocking it somewhat. But no penetrations. That terrain has really worked out well for the British, but they are pinned, I think? Although we cannot tell. Well, they got shot to pieces anyway. Sturmgewehr and the Sturmgrenadiers certainly did short work of them. British are trying to take up here, but it might be a little bit too late. This effect can do a lot of work. But the terrain can also hurt its AT capabilities. Oh, and I think this Recce team might get spotted by the Storm Grenadiers. Wants to get close enough. Oh boy. Recce team has been spotted. They're being cut to pieces. Oh yeah, the British are in a very bad position right now. Hugh's doing a pretty good job here as the Waffen-SS. Sturmgewehrs are, after all, a very potent weapon. Who would have thought? Prince Zone Hussars needs to figure out what to do. Germans are securing the northern fuel here, so they have basically cut the British down to 2 sectors and their HQ. Oh boy, this is a very hard position to make a comeback from. Against Q, I think that's not easy. Especially with the Germans putting up machine guns everywhere so they can pin down all the British infantry. Now we have Stormtroopers down here. The Stormtroopers are actually the easiest ones to get through, because they cannot suppress with their Sturmgewehrs. They are pulling back, allowing the British to somewhat move up, but they still have this MT-42 over here, which can probably hit them soon. It hit them now, actually. As I can shoot through terrain. This point is even cut off. You have to hold either this one or this one to get anything from it. Oh, he's replacing the Sturmgrenadiers with the Panzergrenadiers, which have the better LMG. That's a good idea for that building, actually. Kugelwagen on the move. We just get anything. Could have ordered Cromwell. Is he saying for Churchill? He is only 3 fuel off. He might be going for Churchill.
Damned enemies trying to take.
Will a Churchill be enough is the question. Yeah, he's going for the infantry tank. Churchill Mark IV. I'm not sure that's going to be enough, but we suppose we'll see. Germans have a lot of the ground after all. Germans are going to try and take all the ground they can.
Pioneer Cooper is ready for action.
See, the Germans are still pushing up here with some stormtroopers. It's a good thing though for Professor that Q is investing so much in infantry. It's also a bad thing that Q is investing that much in infantry against Professor, because infantry in an urban fight is really good at overwhelming a tank if it pushes too far forward. Fortunately, Professor does have very good mechanized infantry in form of the Hussars. The thing is just keeping them near the tank. Whoever is getting close here. But they get an 80 grenade off. It's stuck onto the tank and does a fair amount of damage. What is it called anyway? The number 74 anti-tank grenade. Pretty awkward name, then again that's probably why I forget what it's called every time. The Thermos grenade is a lot easier to remember. Which is the Thermos? I believe we need a rifle section for that. One rifle section here. This one. This is the anti-tank grenade I personally have an easier time remembering because it looks like a Thermos can. That's why it's called the Thermos. Who would have thought? But it's a very innovative with a aiming, and I think the Hussar's grenade hit the building here. Ouch. But here comes the Churchill. Let us see if the Churchill Mark IV infantry tank can do anything here. Does have decent armor. Will it be enough? Especially with the enemy having Panzerfausts. Having all the munitions. British have very little to work on here. That's another Stormtroopers. Is Q just going mass Stormtroopers right now? Triple Stormtroopers, whoa! That's a lot of elite SS infantry. Was the Churchill gonna push southwards? Was this one way of going it? But we do have some Panzerjägers waiting as well. Or to hold their position and wait. The F8 is operational again, thanks to the repair station back here. Germans just have a nice little convoy of Ford HQ trucks. British are trying to make a push out here. Churchill's still driving up slowly. Churchill does move very slowly, which is one of the features of the tank, I suppose. Kugelwagen down, thanks to the AC gun. But we have lots of Stormtroopers nearby. Lots of Stormtroopers. And remember, the Stormtroopers don't actually suffer in at the tank fights anymore when you're playing as Panzerjäger because they're Panzerfausts. Of course, still have to get close enough to the Churchill, which should not be a problem if there's no infantry to support it. Another lieutenant called in. And the Germans now know there's a Churchill. They can probably overwhelm it. Oh, they're waiting for the right time to overwhelm it, I think. Because they have 2 units nearby with Panzerschrecks. Oh, the Stormtroopers got pulled back. Lieutenant got pushed out. Panzer have been spotted up there. Universal carriers pushing forwards. Oh, high explosive. Oh, they know where the Panzerschreck is. Oh, they killed the Panzerjägers! F8 is on the move. Churchill's on the move here. Infantry stays nearby so they can cover it. Because they need to cover the flanks of the Churchill here. But Churchill's doing his job. Now if the British can take this point down here, they could actually get supplies again. Using it in the middle of the road here to set up as a cover point. Oh, squad got mowed down by the flak half track here. British do get this point, but they still need the point down here. More Stormtroopers are setting up behind cover. There's a lack of German mines though. Inteller mines would have stopped this in maneuver immediately. Or Eagle mines for that matter. But Churchill's doing a pretty good job. So we have an airdrop of some supplies coming in. Probably some anti-tank equipment. Let's see. Yes, we have a pack and an MG34. Definitely something the Germans could make use of here. Indeed, the Germans are quickly moving to grab the pack here. One shot doesn't penetrate. The frontal armor is pretty thick on the Churchill. We have a Jagdtiger coming out, which will certainly stop it. Oh, Churchill's moving forwards. They're stopping to cover the flank. Oh, they're gonna get Panzerfaust on the side. But Churchill's still alive. They're trying to kill the gunner on the flak truck. Yeah, gunner killed. But the Stuk is moving into flank. Oh, I don't think this. Yeah, the Churchill's down.
Churchill tank has been destroyed.
Yeah, there's just not enough troops here to cover the flank of it. The Churchill without any support just cannot hold. Like, it's a brick, sure, but it's not a very tactical brick. Tactical brick, what the hell am I saying? Well, the Stuk is down. But the Jagdtiger is on the field. And the British need to secure a lot of ground before that thing becomes really ready in position. But I think at this point, Professor might soon realize that it's gonna be hard to make a comeback. Been a very good match, though. A very good test for my newer settings and new microphone, I hope. I apologize if you're not used to how this different it might sound, but I think it's pretty good. I hope so, anyway. As I got it for my birthday, and it's a lot of money. Like, this is a pretty expensive headset. So, I hope it's all good. All British troops are dying. Oh, it's not good. Good. There's 2 Pioneer sites in a good spot in that building. Professor's not really moving very cautiously anymore. It's been a good maneuvering match. Yeah, and looks like it's over. I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye bye!